17th, 2016. The Defenders of Indie Wrestling are here once again on the heels of a pretty good card in Bridgeport. Jay Ice putting on a great show once again. I'm Hollywood Jay Williams, along with Ruckus himself, John Zimmerman, and in for Dangerous Dan, the recovering Dangerous Dan, once again, Mr. Bill Thompson.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we want to wish Dangerous Dan a nice, speedy recovery from his recent operation.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we kayfabed it a couple weeks ago and said that Dan fell down. But Dan is going through, if you know Dan personally, he's going through quite an ordeal. And he had to have reconstructive surgery. And other people chose to mock that and make fun of it.
Right.
And you know what? We're going to have the class just to move forward. And, you know, if that's, you know, where your humor is going to be,
Yep.
you know, and where, you know, where your integrity is going to be, well, we already know.
As the producer of the show, I don't condone anybody making fun of anybody with an illness like Dan had, and he's recovering from it. It is totally disgusting and speaks to the volumes of your character if you're going to do something like that. So, I mean, my only suggestion is whoever is associating with somebody that makes fun of somebody like that, just take a look at yourself and ask yourself the question: do I really want anything to do with this person or not?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that decision is something that only you can make, but I don't condone it at all. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to consider the source, move forward.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Dan...
it's really not worth our breath too much.
But, you know, Dan is obviously a good friend of ours, and he's got a multitude of health issues. But, you know, as you see, and we always talk about, he coordinates, you know, the food drive several times a year. You know, he's active in the community. He does the Good News Now show, and he brings, you know, to light some of the good things that are going on in East Haven.
Exactly.
He's got the East Haven Crime Watch page where he alerts not only myself but the other East Haven residents, you know, of what's going on in our community with our police, our fire, and you know, he puts back in a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and he raises funds for you know, the people around him. And you know, rather than just be a taker, you know, he gives back to the community, and you know, as opposed to somebody that is just on the take and sitting there and eating donuts on the air. But
we do good things with those food drives, with our Good News Now. You know, I'm actually taking over the helm of being the administrator for Good News Now for the time being while he's convalescing. Hopefully, I come up with a really good episode for the month of June.
Yeah.
You better.
Yeah. Hopefully to tie it in with the Brantford Road Race coming up.
The Brantford Road Race.
The Brantford Road Race. But also, I want to send a get well wish. I've done it on social media, but a get well wish to our good friend here, the Poseidon Siren herself, Ashley Vox, suffering a jawline fracture. She is in good spirits. She had surgery yesterday. Her jaw has been wired shut for the next few weeks.
Let that happen to somebody in... Well, no,
never.
Right. But, yeah, so she's going to have sort of a lengthy recovery coming up. So she's taking a break from the independent scene wrestling. But by far, two of the nicest girls I've met on the independent scene so far are Ashley and her sister Delmy. And they've been, great fans of ours. We're great fans of theirs. We've gotten pretty, close.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Delmy, because now, she doesn't have her partner, and, I'm sure she's going to want to keep working and keep, honing her craft. So
of course.
It'll be much like Big Cass.
Yeah, losing Enzo.
Losing Enzo. And Big Cass last night, nice segue, gentlemen. Big Cass last night compared Devon Dudley to the Steve Urkel of
the Squared Circle.
The Squared Circle.
Right.
So once again, we get mentioned on WWE TV. thank you very much, Monday Night Raw, for mentioning us once again.
That was the highlight of Raw.
Yeah, absolutely.
After that, it was like,
Yeah.
So we're going to see, maybe Delmy will branch out on her own. And
Well, in Pioneer Valley, Delmy and
Yes.
Ashley are actually
our singles,
our singles competitors in opposition of one another.
Right.
Actually, Delmy's in a stable with Maximum Mecca and Tequila Rose, if she's still there. I'm not exactly sure on her status, but and it's been a Beauty and the Beast, which is Ashley, Vox, and Toxis. So in PvP, Toxis is now going to have to try to find somebody else to associate herself with.
Right.
'Cause
Yep. Right.
The battles with Delmy and Doug Summers aren't going away anytime soon. Right.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see it. But we wish her all the success with her recovery. So.
Absolutely, definitely. We'll always be there for her.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So you had some interesting news on interspecies, which we haven't heard about in a little bit.
Yeah, I just saw a post from Interspecies, and it looks like their last show was July, was in October on Halloween, which is a show I was really trying to get to, but wasn't able to. But apparently they haven't put on a show, which is kind of, you lose track of time, as you got so much going on. And so there's some chatter out there. Interspecies Wrestling looks like they're trying to put a show together. It looks like they might have a building. I really haven't met or talked to anybody about them. The only person I really had a conversation about was RJ from Blitzkrieg, and he was surprised that I knew who they were. And I was like, no, I said I saw some stuff on them. So I think I'm going to try to reach out to them, just see what they're doing, and maybe we could even, with your permission, is try to see if when they get a show and they get some kind of basic schedule going, get them in to give a call in here, because they have some really interesting characters there. And I just saw their lineup, and I was like, this is something you got to go to just to experience. And I've heard some good things about them, so look forward to.
No, we're always looking to expand our reach.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought I lost myself there.
Also, I'm proud to announce that we talked to Michael Banks, who had a table.
Who is Michael Banks associated with now?
Company called WrestleJam.
Oh my God, I've never heard of them.
Perhaps you've heard of Wrestle. No, you haven't, huh?
I talk about WrestleJam so much. My wife's like, you know what? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were dating Michael Banks. So nothing.
He's a handsome fellow.
He's a good-looking guy, but it's like, no, he just an outstanding guy, and I know you got some great news about some of that show.
Right,
so.
right. We're going to be helping promote WrestleJam.
Yeah, actually, I was hoping to show
the Squared Circle.
I was hoping to show some footage tonight, but I don't think we're going to get to it tonight. Possibly next week. Michael Banks gave us a DVD of his product.
Right.
And he gave us his full blessing to go ahead and run some of that.
And that's an exclusive, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That is an exclusive. Mid-July 14th, I think it is, or 15th.
Yeah, that's the 19th.
The 19th.
I think it's the 19th. Not that I have it etched in I might have a tattoo somewhere.
You probably do.
Yeah, yeah.
At the Calvary Life Center in Cheshire, Connecticut.
Yes.
Right, is the next WrestleJam, and I'm glad to announce that we are going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
We will be there. Our whole Square Circle crew.
Yeah, we had a booth at Jay Ice's show, and we appreciate Jay Ice hosting us once again. And right next to us was Michael Banks and another gentleman from WrestleJam, and we had a nice conversation with Michael Banks, and he's just a really good guy, and I'm sure you facilitated some of the goodwill.
Yeah, I try. You know what? Just to listen, we go to a lot of shows, probably more shows than we should, but just a class guy, from the first minute, went to the show, was just sitting there minding my own business. He came over, he's like, hey, are you Bill? And I said, yeah, we talked, and he goes, hey, I got a great seat for you. You're right up at the front, and the relationship's kind of gone from there, and you guys knew him before I did, you see these shows that people put together. You got Jay Ice putting a show together in Bridgeport, Michael Banks. I mean, we've talked to PWA. All these different promotions, and there's so much that goes into putting this stuff together. Just the stress level of trying to get all these guys and these talent, guys and girls, together to put together a show. And the fact that you have to coordinate it and that you have to make sure you got the ring, you got people there to take the tickets, you need the chairs, the building. I can't, and I've put some things together in my life, but that's very stressful.
Yeah.
Right.
So when these guys, go to these shows and put them on, it's like, it is an amazing feat, and people think it's, you just get a couple guys together, you say, hey, come on, let's go wrestle. That's really not how it is. And he takes a lot of pride in what he puts together, and I've gone back and looked at some of the talent that he's put on some of the other shows, and I can't believe I haven't been to more of the shows.
Yeah.
But, great job. He's a great guy. That's why every time he puts something out, I take it and share it back with everybody else and comment and threaten anybody that I know. If you don't buy tickets to Wrestle Jam, I'm going to disown you. So. Or don't come to my house for Christmas.
Oh,
That's it.
no, I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
and we'll have more on that
Right.
coming up. RJ Tooth is going to give us a shout out also.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see if we can cram him back in the studio here.
Oh,
But
of
he's a
course.
busy fellow as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But and you also had Slick Wagner Brown's promotion. right?
Yeah, Test Your Strength with Slick Wagner Brown and Bobby Ocean, who was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bobby
yeah.
Ocean, but NEW, big time wrestling. I don't think I think he has a twin because he's all over the place.
Yeah.
He puts his schedule out, and I'm like, that's like an amazing schedule.
yeah.
So it looks like they're going to be doing something on June 24th. I think it's at their school. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But I had sent some text over and some emails, so I'm sure they'll respond. But looks like a good show. Just from the card, I think I saw it was going to be Slick Wagner Brown versus Bobby Ocean versus Anthony Green from Blitzkrieg, from NEW, from Paragon Pro Wrestling out of Las Vegas. He, on the Fight Network. And then there was a Chris Casanova or Kristen Casanova. So that match itself just sounds amazing. So I'm sure they'll be adding stuff in. But as soon as I get more information or I hear more, I'm just retweeting it out and sending it out to everybody. And you guys are obviously on there. But
Yep.
just sounds like a hotbed of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island area. Just a blaze
without
of
a doubt.
talent.
This
Without a
past
doubt.
Saturday from 1 to 3 in the afternoon, Pinnacle Wrestling Entertainment
Yeah.
held a card once again at
Yeah.
the Squamish at Springfest.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't get that ahead of time. So
No, I
we
know.
definitely would have covered that.
Yeah, just you're looking there. It's like you can't even keep up. I tried putting together a calendar, and I just said, it's not going to work. So I'm just starting to put everything on a
Yeah.
Word document
Yeah.
now. Can go there, can't go there, can go
Right.
there.
Yeah,
so,
you're gonna have to have like reminders and go crazy with that stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I have a big announcement.
Oh, it came up.
It did come up.
boy.
Speaking of another company we are associated with that
It is 8 o'clock, so
we
Yep.
promote,
Yep.
help to promote. Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling announced for their card June 25th in Enfield, Connecticut. This is breaking news. It's all over social media right now. Trouble is coming back to Blitzkrieg Pro. They are pleased to announce the return of EC3 June 25th.
wow, that's huge.
Right.
And that was
Huge.
just announced. So
Just
you heard
announced.
It here first.
You
Yes.
heard it here first.
Nice job, Blitzkrieg Pro.
Right.
Just amazing.
Perfect timing.
Yeah,
The powers that be over at Blitzkrieg put it up out on social media a couple hours ago that they were going to be making an announcement
yeah.
At 8
at
o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And here we are.
Who goes on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock? We do.
It's almost like a setup.
We do.
It's almost like a setup.
Couldn't have had any more perfect timing if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg Pro is just, I don't know. You're almost speechless at some point. You're
Yeah.
like, what? It's like, how could they get any better?
Right.
Jeremy Leary does like, and I met him very briefly at the last show. I think you and I were talking to him.
Oh yeah.
And I just said to him, I said, amazing. Just, amazing show, amazing talent. But again, it goes back to, this area is on such a level right now where there's so much wrestling going on. And maybe it's happening in other areas too.
Right.
But I think we all kind of watch all over the country.
Yep.
And
They're
you know,
saying throughout the country that southern New England area is
Yeah.
one of the bigger hotbeds
Well, you know what?
in the
I mean,
whole country.
you can prove it by looking at the PWI top 500.
yeah,
Every year, you know, Joseph Von Schmidt makes it.
Mm-hmm.
Azrael makes it. Heart Attack Tommy Mack makes it.
Yep.
You know, Troy Stevens had made it as his former character.
yep,
You know, and the guys from NEW are on there. So, you know, within the top 500, that's of the world.
Yeah.
It's not just the United States. It's not just WWE and TNA. You know, it encompasses the entire world, the independents and stuff. So for Pro Wrestling Illustrated to mark, you know, a dozen guys out of the top 500 of the world
Yeah.
from this area,
Yeah.
you know, that is a big deal.
Right.
You know, and, you know, we should grab one of those issues and really just check off, you know, all of the guys that we've either been associated with, have had on the
Yeah.
show, you know, have been at their cards in this area. And, you know, as I said, you got 3 or 4 guys from PWA that have made the list, and Joseph Von Schmidt consistently makes the list.
Yep.
You know, and like I said, Tommy Mack, also associated with PWA, and he's got his own promotion going now.
yep,
You know, Azrael, who's just hot all over the place.
Yep.
You know, in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, you know, in our area, and he holds the PWA Square Circle Television title
of course.
among, and he also holds the PWA Tag Team title as well now, and 4 or 5 other titles. I can't even keep track. He's just collecting gold. I think he's trying to rival Von Schmidt.
yeah,
So, you know, it's a lot of fun to see the guys from this area. So it's, you know, there may be another hotbed,
yeah,
but PWI is showing that the hotbed is here.
yeah.
Absolutely. But speaking of this past weekend, we did go to the Bridgeport Brawl Fest,
Yep.
and that was just an amazing spectacle. I've never seen somebody have 2 or 3 different entrance musics, but Jay Ice certainly pulled that off, and the band, and the mayor,
Yep.
and a nun blessing the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see that every day.
You know what? There were a lot of things that you don't see every day
Yeah.
at
Right.
Jay Ice's show. There was a band. They played for what, about a half hour, 40 minutes.
To start, to just to kick things off, to get the crowd, you know, warmed up, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. But you know, they had the band, and you know, they had another young lady come out, and you know, she did a national anthem and another song, and you know, it was just something else that you don't really see. You know, maybe Vince pulls out a band at WrestleMania,
Yeah,
but you know, it was a lot of fun. And then, you know, of course, we got into the wrestling action. So I mean, you had, was it a concert? Was it a wrestling? You know, our friend did a laser light show. You know, so you had all sorts of, you know, special effects going on. You had the video screens, and something else that I've never seen before during Jay Ice's match. It was a street brawl, and you know, they had like the road sign, and Jay Ice would hit his opponent, and there were sound effects going
really?
off.
Sound
Yeah.
effects, and you saw on the
And on the screen, like the old Batman show, kabang, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
boom or
pow.
pow, yeah.
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I had never seen that before, and it was such a an interesting twist and touch that you know, Jay Ice, man. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
But
We
get
got
the
some
phone finally
footage
working?
of the GI show in
But
Bridgeport.
we did get the phone finally working, right?
We do have the phone finally working. Let's
You are live on the Squared
go,
Circle.
go through.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is a thunderous one.
Yeah, I was texting to the back to try to get the phone working. That's why I was a little distracted. But you are now live on the Squared Circle.
How are you, gentlemen, tonight?
We are doing wonderful.
We're doing
Yourself?
great.
Doing wonderful. A little tired, but doing good.
Great to see our super fan Bill with you, gentlemen, tonight. I'm actually down at our sponsor, American Steam Cheeseburgers, watching the show tonight.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
really nice.
But Mr. Ruckus,
Yes, sir.
you beat me to the punch last night.
Yeah.
I was just about to post it to Facebook about the shout out that we got on Monday Night Raw last night.
Yep. You know what? It's nearly every week that they mention the Squared Circle on WWE programming.
But it just shows you, WWE loves a great product.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There we go.
And I want to thank Hollywood. I echo your sentiments exactly about our good buddy Dan. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I just want to let everybody know to stay tuned to the Talking with Tom Facebook page within the next week for a major announcement about the future of Talking with Tom.
Major announcement. I heard this is groundbreaking. Hasn't been done before with Talking with Tom, or when any show, cable access wise,
Really?
so far.
So you got insider information.
No.
Oh, wow.
So within the next week, the announcement will be on the Talking with Tom Facebook page.
Fantastic. Well,
But you gentlemen keep up the great work,
Hey.
and I'll be watching the show.
by any chance, did you happen to watch that other show this past Thursday?
Yes, I did, and I will just say that I was disgusted as well.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Definitely a low blow, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's, if that's...
I
A
have
line
no
in the
use for
sand
those
has
things.
to be drawn, I think. Right.
I have no use for those kind of people. That's all I got to say.
Yep,
Right.
yep. Well, I appreciate you calling, and we're looking forward to your big announcements.
Take care, gentlemen, and Bill, great to see you again.
It's always a pleasure. You know what I said before. Go Celtics and take the Red Sox with you.
Right.
No. Never.
All right, Tommy, we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Take
Tom.
care,
Night,
Tom.
gentlemen.
Good night. Yes, we did get the phone issue straightened out.
Right. We did, which is good.
So.
See, I always thought it was like when I call and I always think it's Jay, can't answer the phone.
Well,
It seems to be
I
contagious.
decided I don't want any more part.
We got another call.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
What's...
Calls,
we do have
be,
another call.
calls being sent through.
Like this, like all night long.
We need like a nice hostile call, like someone, hey,
You never know.
this could be it.
Anything could happen.
Good evening. You're live on the Squared Circle.
What's going on, guys? It's the infamous T Black from the Top Rope Report.
Yeah, hey,
All
what's
right.
going on, brother?
Tony
Nice
Black.
to see you on Saturday.
Yeah, same here. So, I see you were talking ECPW, which I thought was a good show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
besides it being like a sauna in the venue.
Yeah, it was very, very warm in there.
Mm-hmm.
When I got home, I weighed myself. I swear I lost 5 pounds.
Hey, that's a bonus. Jay Ice, gave you a little workout.
Hey, I didn't know if you guys noticed if you checked out the NEW site, but they have some preliminary card lineups here. If you don't mind me mentioning a couple.
No, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Well, one match you got Wrecking Ball Legursky
Yeah.
versus the Miracle Mike Bennett,
Yeah, we were just talking about that before the show. Yeah,
and Robbie E. Jimmy Preston.
yeah.
Then there's going to be a match where War King Hansen is going to be barred from the building with Ron Zombie versus Stevie Stamos.
Yep.
All right, nice.
Wow. Ron
And of
Zombie
course,
versus.
And when I was talking to you guys on Saturday, I told you a couple of the lineup matches for NEW Under the Stars up in New York there. Matt Hardy, Kurt Angle,
Yeah,
and Jeff Hardy and Jushin Thunder Liger.
yeah, that's huge.
Jeff Hardy and Jushin Liger. That's real huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really big. That should be, hopefully they pull out all the stops and take down the house.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, from what I heard, I guess this is the first time that Jeff Hardy and Jushin Thunder Liger have ever met in the ring.
Yeah, I don't recall that ever happening before.
Yeah, so, but I'm gonna let I'm gonna get off the line because I know the miraculous one T1 is trying to get through, and he's
Yes.
messaging me on Facebook because the line he can't get through. So I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you next time.
Well, we'll do. Definitely. We'll talk.
all right.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got like a hotbed of
I believe
calls today.
Mr. Trivia it should be our next caller.
Yeah, I believe so.
They're lining up tonight like that.
Lining up like crazy. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
Phone's just lighting up.
there we are. Well, maybe. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Go ahead.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, Mr. Trivia here.
Hey, we just had your partner on the phone.
Yeah, I was just about to say, why doesn't, come on now, guys. Why doesn't Mr. Trivia have his own line?
Maybe we
We
should
got to get that red phone like Batman
Right,
had to
exactly.
the commissioner's office.
That's pretty funny.
Couple things.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, ECPW, probably the best wrestling show I ever slept through.
Oh,
Considering the concert lasted longer than some of the matches. The one good thing about it was a pleasure to see the squared circle there. You know, we had the table right next to them. They're always a class act, those guys. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy being with them.
yep.
Thank you.
Same to you.
I wasn't there, but I thank you.
And also, I am extending an open invitation anytime for any member of the Squared Circle, to come on and join me and the Nugster Greg live in our studio on the Top Rope Report.
Sweet.
Awesome.
We'll have to take you up on that. Not this coming. You're still on Sunday afternoons.
Yes, we are still on Sunday afternoon to 12 noon. This Sunday, though, we are doing our pay-per-view pre-show, which goes on at 6 p.m.
Nice.
Right.
But the CCPW guys, I mean, what did you guys think of it?
You know, every year Jay Ice pulls out all the stops, and you know he tries to get a lot in a little time, and you know it's overwhelming. I want to say, you know,
Right.
it was a lot of fun, and it was just like one match. You know, the casket match. Then you had the street brawl, and you know it was just like one big thing after another, and it was really overwhelming by the time the end of the day came. I think everybody was exhausted.
I think so.
On behalf of the Top Rope Report, we want to wish Mr. Robert Hoff a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And second of all, we are doing live interviews. I just want to let the fans out there know that anytime you see the Top Rope Report at any wrestling show, independent or otherwise, we will be doing live interviews which will be shown on YouTube. So if you folks cannot get to see the show, well, you should be out seeing the show anyway.
Yeah.
But if you can't get to see the show, guys, if you don't mind, I'd like to give my YouTube address out there for the fans to check out.
Go right
Go
ahead.
It's, you go to YouTube, and then you type in Top Rope Report, all one word, space live, Live. And when you click that on, it takes you right to the show as we're doing it.
Wow.
Very nice.
It's amazing.
And that's all in part to our tremendous person we have, one of our sponsors, Chris Crandall from KC Computers in Meriden, Connecticut, who has just done an amazing job with our show. He's in charge of our social media now, and he put us on Twitter 6 days ago, and we're already up to 260 followers.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's just amazing. But guys, I had a great time. It was nice to see the two original members of the Top Rope there, Hollywood J and Bad News Bob.
Oh, of course.
It was like reunion 2016.
I know. It was like when Evolution got back together.
Yeah, but when we were together, you know, nothing ever changed. Still, you know, taking names and kicking butt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But guys, I just want to, go out there and just tell you guys you have an open invitation to come on the show and call the show anytime you like. You can call our show at 724-444-7444. That's through TalkShoe, but it will also be played on the live YouTube channel. And I just want to say, guys, it was great talking to you, and hopefully we'll see you this week at Friday Night Fights.
Here we are.
That's right.
All right,
PWA.
guys, later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Of course, your former partner.
Of course.
Trivia.
From the Top Rope days, definitely.
Yeah, you know.
Who can forget?
Mr. Trivia and his partner were there with M&J Collectibles, John Kelleher. Nicest fellow you want to meet. He's got more wrestling merchandise than just at the show than I've seen in one spot.
It's like he moved his store to the show.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Where's that place located?
He's got one in Southington and one that used to be First Base Cards over here in Wallingford on Center Street.
Center Street, I
Yeah.
believe, yes.
And is it the Center Street location he's going to have Hornswoggle?
He's going to have, now he's called Swoggle, there on June 25th. Swoggle, of course, will also be a part of Blitzkrieg
that evening.
that evening.
Right.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Right.
Yeah, that thing's shaping up to be like a, and they're not even finished.
Right.
Absolutely
It's like
not.
it's like it's like how do you make something that good that much better? It's like you're almost like it's too good to be. They should call it. It's too good to be true.
You know what? You might have just given Matt and Jeremy an idea
The
for
next one.
the next name for the next card.
Matt is a very dapper man. He wears a vest,
Right.
so.
Dresses just like you.
That's it. I wore my vest and tie to the last show, and Matt and I got to take a picture together. Just a really funny, beyond belief. Just funny as hell.
Yeah. Good.
Well, let's get to some of this beautiful J-Ice ECPW footage, and we'll come back with some info about Pioneer Valley's Ticked Off, which happens this Saturday evening in South Hadley. we're back. We're cutting a little bit early. Believe we did hear a call coming through.
But what you did see was Matthias defeating Richard Holiday. The second match of Junior Flow retains his ECPW Lightweight Championship by defeating Mr. Williams and Sinister. And we're just about to get to the Battle Royal with Big Jim Anderson.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
That guy's massive.
Yeah.
We saw him up at Blitzkrieg as well.
Yeah, he just cleared house.
Let's go to it. You were live on the Squared Circle.
You're live on the Squared Circle. Hello. Yellow.
Hello.
Okay.
Maybe it's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Don't know what that was all about, but
That's all right. That's all
it's all right. It's all right. If they want, they'll call back, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I believe we had some graphics for some.
Oh, they're back
we'll
again.
try this
Try it
again.
again.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing there. As I was saying, we had some graphics for an upcoming show.
An
All
upcoming
right,
show.
one last try.
Let's try one.
Let's try.
One last try. You're live in the Squared Circle.
Thank you. This is Frank and Stein, and let me tell you, you guys, your phone work tonight. What the hell is going on down there?
Is this my wife?
Did you let this space jockey Hollywood play with the phone again?
I think it was the folks in the back. We had a little trouble. But we're just about to go over some Pioneer Valley stuff. You have any comments on anything going on this week?
Well, nothing going on this week except for TNA comes on at 9 o'clock. It's Lashley versus Galloway for the title.
You're a
Are
cooking
you
cat.
chopping a chicken in the
I
background?
know, really. What is that in the background?
Are you cooking a cat?
Wow.
No, nobody's cooking a cat, my friends, and I take offense to that because I have some Asian blood in me.
You
I
took
know
some
because-
fences?
Every time I walk past a restaurant, I get that hungering for noodles. So it's my Asian blood.
Wow.
Your dog's name is Noodles?
My dog's name is Noodles,
Nice.
and my cat's name is Fifi. You ought to see when Noodles and Fifi get together.
Oh, wow.
Are those French noodles?
Right.
All right. Well, you guys try to do your best. You got a hell of a show down there, and keep that space monkey jockey Hollywood away from the phone so it'll work.
All right. Have a good
All
night,
right,
sir.
have a good night, buddy.
You have a good night.
Dangerous Dan.
Well, that was pretty scary.
He sounded a lot like him. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But
anyway,
Coming up.
what you're seeing here is graphics for the ticked off benefit for Lyme disease awareness. This is the Lyme disease awareness month, of course. Ribbons across America, green ribbons. But you're seeing some of the matches that are going to be taking place there this Saturday evening in South Hadley.
so if you know someone or you have Lyme disease, you tie a green ribbon
Right.
around your mailbox or a tree in your
Right.
yard during the month of May.
You have the Masterminds taking on Jurassic Era, of course.
I love those guys.
Right. I love all four of them.
Jurassic Era.
Right. You have AJ Cruz. This is going to be a great match, of course. AJ Cruz going one-on-one with Hammer Tunis. This is a grudge match building up for months on end now. Of course, Hammer Tunis, part of the closers, managed, of course, by Joseph DiNucci.
I like Danucci. He's always entertaining.
Always entertaining. Definitely. What else do we have over here? We have Anthony Green making his debut for the Pioneer Valley promotion, taking on TKO Ryan, also of the closers, also managed by Joseph DiNucci. Anthony Green is one of your favorites, right, Bill?
Yeah, I tell you, Anthony Green, NEW, Blitzkrieg, Paragon, just amazing.
Speaking of Blitzkrieg, here we go.
There it is.
Dirt Dog Jeremy Leary goes one-on-one with Ryan Malice.
Yeah.
And, of course,
We're
this
back.
coming Saturday evening in South Hadley is the Pioneer Valley debut of the one and only Wrecking Ball
Lugursky.
Legursky.
Boy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All's gonna fall to the wrecking ball.
All will
Wow.
fall. To the
All
wrecking
will
ball.
fall.
That's good. I like that.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wrecking Ball Legursky's first television interview was right here in this studio.
Right here.
I believe we had him first. You
We
know,
did.
We do a lot of things that people imitate and replicate and
Right.
mock and make fun of.
First.
You know,
You heard it here first.
of course. Just like the 8 o'clock announcement. Boom,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get it here.
How you doing?
Right.
There you go.
How you doing? So definitely, I'll be up in South Hadley.
I probably will not, but I've been like basically pushed around, and Jay's like, you got to go to the shows.
Right.
So I got to open up the calendar and go, where do I go?
Well, after that one, Best in the Valley takes place June 4th. American Legion in Hadley. That's 2 weeks later.
I think that's the one I'm going to go to.
There you go.
Right. That one's a little bit easier to get to. It's a little further up, but it's a little bit easier to get
You
to.
just got that new car. How many miles are on that new car that you just got?
I don't even know. I just put gas in it and go. Changed oil, so
Yeah.
yeah.
The Pack Club's a little bit confusing. It's like exit 16, and you have to go around a roundabout. And if
Well,
you
you
don't
know
have
what?
if you don't have a GPS,
If you found it, anybody can
That's
find
it. Yeah.
It's Hollywood J.
Yeah.
right?
You know, wait. You know, my people were lost in the desert for 40 years. You're lost on I-95 for 40 hours.
yeah.
So it's,
If you've never, he's like the ride at Six Flags. You can just follow him around. It's just like a wild ride.
there you go. So if you can find it,
Yeah.
anybody can find it.
Once you get used to it, of course.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Blitzkrieg, like we've been talking about. It'd be a lot cooler if you did back at their Mount Carmel Park outdoor facility they're at. That's June 25th, 2016. And RPW, No Sacrifice at St. Thomas the Apostle Church, Palmer, Mass. Another great company with great wrestling action, of course. That's June 18th.
And this Friday night, of course, and every Friday night, PWA in Cheshire.
Yep.
You've got the Friday night fights. You get 5 fights.
For $5.
You get 5
For
nights and
$5.
5 price. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. And, it's such a great idea that I think somebody's trying to copy it. You know, once again,
What do you know?
come up with something original, fellas. That's all I'm saying.
Often
You
imitated.
copy us, you copy
Never
you know,
duplicate.
PWA.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we have the PWA Squared Circle Television Championship.
Yep.
Now there is a women's title
Sponsored by somebody
sponsored
else.
by someone else.
Who's that champion for that particular belt?
What's that again?
Who's the champion?
Who's
for
the
that?
champion for that particular belt?
Her name is Rose Valley, otherwise known as Tequila Rose, of course.
Okay.
Right. Great competitor.
Yeah.
Don't
Congratulations
get me
to her.
wrong.
Yeah.
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 Hope she
Right.
knows what she's getting herself into.
She's a great competitor.
Just be careful of the,
Right.
when you go to the restroom and look out for cameras in there.
Oh boy, it's getting dangerous here. We're gonna have to
Hey,
bring
now.
we're gonna have to bring Dan back to keep everything in perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
I do respect Rose quite a bit.
Oh,
though,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All kidding aside,
Yeah, yeah,
And
Yeah. You know what
we
it
wish
is?
her luck, of course.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's like it's almost you start hearing these names so many times. It's like they're all over the place. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
Yeah, and, and it goes back to what we were saying. It's just such a hotbed in this area that,
Of course.
and all the other, the big names that come in from former WWE,
Yep.
former TNA, it's the big announcement there from Blitzkrieg. So I mean, those people wouldn't be coming to our area if there wasn't something going on.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know,
Always something going on.
Yeah, I think you and I've had this conversation before. It's like if you could get a lot of these promotions working together so that the fans could go to more shows
Yep.
or work it out. So, you know what, you did one day where you're like, you know what, we're going to run the gauntlet where there's going to be a show in the afternoon.
All of them get together and put on a major supercard. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
like-
know.
That'll never happen.
Like Starcade used to be
Right,
the years ago.
right.
They used to bring guys
Never
in from,
say never.
from the UWF, NWA,
Right.
Because some of these folks together, you could see some huge stuff going on.
Absolutely.
And then you break up that big card, then you go back, you have some little
Yeah,
feuds,
without
people
a doubt.
running in. I'll tell you what, you draw from the fans. I mean, you got people. There are people we meet that are going into these shows. They're like your second family at this point. You know.
Oh, I
So
know.
it's really
making
amazing.
friends, making ways.
That's how we met you.
That's it.
Right.
So,
I'm Hollywood J. Williams. For these two great men over here, Ruckus John Zimmerman, Bill Thompson, of course. Dan, get well soon. Ashley, you too, get well soon.
Get well, folks.
Get well, folks. Good night, good luck. See you next Tuesday.